Hey everyone, I'm going to scooch in. Okay, there we go. Hi, how's everybody? Okay, so let's get this party started. I have not, okay, remember how I told you the last video that Cheyenne and I were going to the Tim McGraw Hill concert? Well, it was a great evening, guys, and it was an awesome evening. And on my way home, I live, where I live, it's a rural, I can't do my R's, a rural area, and so we have a lot of wildlife, and we're, you know, backwoods, kind of home bunking kind of place, and well, so on my way home, dropped her off in another town over so she could drive. We met in a different town so that way she could go home and then I can go home. And on my way I was drinking coffee because we got coffee, and yeah, a raccoon darted out in front of me and I was able to stop or slam on my brakes and not hit that one. And then two more came. I didn't catch him in time, and it's hot in here, you guys, so you're gonna hear him panting, not snoring. And I hit one of them. I've never hit an animal in my life, and I'm 42. And you want to talk about devastating? It's devastating to me, and it's still devastating. It is beyond horrific. And I've had a hard time. I've had a really hard time. It was an accident, you know, and I turned around and I went back and I took him out of the road, you know, and I kept, you know, telling him I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I haven't been around because of that reason, and I have been, you know, on the outside I've been doing pretty good, but inside I've been, you know, kind of really depressed and upset about it. And then it is my baby's Rox and Mama's 6 month, they've been gone for 6 months, and so that hit too, and I have just not been feeling very well, and yeah, and so it was hard for me, and I just had to buck it up today and just say, come on, do this, because I am leaving with Cheyenne on a trip real quick for the weekend, a girls trip, and it's coming at a good time because I'm telling you guys, I feel like crud. It is just horrible. It is horrible, and it's just for someone who's an animal lover, it's devastating. And so yeah, so I've had a hard time. So sorry I have not been around. So this week, so that's what I'm just letting you know what happened and why I might not be as perky, because I mean, I'm going to try and I'll think about these memories and try and be a little better, but yeah. So this week was Tim's birthday week, and last year I bought him tickets for both me and him to go to D23 in Anaheim. And D23 is like Comic-Con, but it's Disney. It's all Disney. And so I ended up buying tickets for 3 days and did the whole shebang, you know, hotel, all that good stuff. And well, Cheyenne, she decided, she's like, hey, do you guys mind if I join you guys? I'll drive up, because we went up Friday morning, and we got back to we went to D23 all day on Friday, and then after work that night she met us up there at our hotel, and so she went to the hotel right after work, and so she crashed and she went the next day to Disneyland. Well, so we went to D23, Tim and I, and we know now it is not our thing. It is not our thing. Conventions are just not for us. They really aren't. And it's okay. I mean, you live and you learn, right? And we went for Friday, and then on Saturday we decided, you know what? Let's just go to Cheyenne went to Disneyland. She woke up and she was like, okay, I'm going to Disneyland. We're like, okay, we'll see you there tonight, because we had every intention of going back. And well, something happened where it was showing on Facebook, because if you're part of the D23 group, you saw that everybody was complaining, because, you know, who does, it's like, it's just a complain fest in this world nowadays. I mean, if you can complain, people will do it. So it was just, you know, the lines are too long, and, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, and they're not, you know, it was one complain fest after another. And I'm like, I don't want to go deal with people. Tim didn't want to deal with people, and people were having to wait in line for like an hour and a half. And so we decided, you know what, let's go meet up with Cheyenne. Let's go. And so we said, you know what, they want to go. Tim wants to go on Guardians of the Galaxy ride, but he hadn't been on it yet. And because he would have to go by himself, because at this stage in the game, with being so sickly, I also have vertigo, and getting on rides, talk about like down for the count, I would be sicker than a dog. And so I am no fun anymore, where I was in my younger days. And so he said, I said, you know what, Cheyenne, you know, because Cheyenne, she's young and she's gung-ho. I said, well, let's have her go to DCA, which is Disney's California Adventure, and you guys can go on the ride. But what I do is I wait in line with everybody. I don't just go sit down somewhere. I wait in line. That way I can be with them and talk to them and stuff. And so that's what I did, and it was a blast. And I will tell you, we never went back to D23. So I sold my tickets for Sunday, and that was all I got, was for Sunday. But that's okay, because you know what, I spent the money last year, and you know, you have to spend money in order to know if you're gonna like things or not. So, and now we know it's not for us, so it's okay. And we got back some money, so it was cool, and I gave it to Tim because that was his birthday gift. And so and then he was able to buy more parts for his hobby, so that was cool. And then so, but we ended up spending, and you know how I have a hard time with walking. I have a hard time with, you know, standing. I have a hard time with everything in life right now because my body's so jacked up. Well, we went to Disneyland with Cheyenne, and they went on Soarin', and they went on Guardians, and they were having a blast, and they went on Screamin'. So we stayed at DCA for quite a while, which is really rare for us. And so after we got done with DCA, we decided to go back to the hotel room, take a little nap, and then decide if we're going to go back. Well, we haven't gone back in quite a long time because I'm always wiped out. You know, by the time the afternoon hits, I'm wiped. From the car ride, from anything, I'm spent. Well, she said, I'm going back, and we're like, okay. And so she went back, and about half hour later, Tim's like, yeah, I don't feel like going to D23 anymore. So he's all, let's go to Disneyland. I want to go see it at nighttime. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we got up, got dressed, and we left, and we went back, and we went to Disneyland this time. And oh my God, we were there till like 11:30 at night. It was crazy. And it was just amazing. It was so much fun to be with our kid, because we haven't been to Disneyland with our kids in many years because of Cordell, because he said no more family vacations for him. He was done, and she's 5 years older than him, so and he was 16. So we don't do that whole we're paying for adults thing. So yeah, so she got cut off at the same time. So talk about her going, Cordell, you suck. Yeah, that was a high thing in our house for a while. And well then, so yeah, so we ended up having a great time. But I woke up that morning, Sunday morning, and she was like, I'm gonna go to Disneyland just for a little bit, and then I'm leaving back home, because she was only gonna go Saturday and then a little bit of Sunday morning, and then head on out. And I was going, we were going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and coming home Monday, because the convention was 3 days. Well, that didn't end up happening, and so so she left Sunday morning to Disneyland, and she only stayed for like a couple hours, and then she drove back home, and she's doing all this by herself. So I was glad that, you know, she went home early. that kind of thing. So she left, and then Tim and I decided, you know what, and we were both hurting. I mean, my body felt like it was rigor mortis. It was so done. And so we didn't have enough medication. We didn't bring enough, because we sure as heck didn't think we were going to do that much. And then, you know, get on rides and things like that. So it took a toll on me. And so we decided, you know what, we don't need to go anywhere. We don't need to do anything. We have the hotel. We couldn't cancel it. So so we decided, and our thing, you guys, is hotels. We love hotels, and we love at this day and age of our lives, we are okay staying in the hotel room all day doing nothing. So we did nothing but watch TV, nap. We did absolutely, and this hotel has free breakfast, so we went and had our fill of breakfast, and then we went back to the room, took naps, and it was great. It was amazing, and that is our thing. Our thing is hotel rooms and just doing nothing. We had plans on going swimming. Didn't happen either. So we were like, whatever. So didn't happen, but we had a great, I mean, that was like the best weekend in a long time. So it was so worth it. So unbelievably worth it. And essentially it was Tim's last time at Disneyland, because we decided to give up our annual passes. So we decided, you know what, you know, it's $800 for a season pass. And we decided, you know what, it's so crowded and like not that much fun right now, because it's so crowded, and then they had everything closed, so you don't have room to walk, and so it's kind of you know, you're like cattle, and it just was becoming not fun. So we decided not to do that, right? Not to renew our passes. Well, then Cheyenne's all, Mom, she's all, I want to go with you. She's all, I want to go, Dad, too, but with you for sure. And now she had a season pass, right? So I was like, okay, fine. So I renewed mine, and Tim said he didn't want his renewed right now. So I was like, okay. He's all, the drive is just too much for me. He's all, I'm tired. He's all, no, I'm okay. He says, you guys go. So we are going on Saturday and Sunday. Well, we were coming back. We're only going on Saturday and going a little bit of Sunday, and then coming home. So we're having a girls trip to Disneyland on Saturday, and so looking forward to it. I need a break, you guys. I really do, because emotionally I'm like spent. I'm like, can we be done? So okay, so let's get back to this, because this was fun. So when we went on Friday, there was Tim is a crafter. No matter how you shake it, he's a crafter. And he's a jack of all trades, a master of none. So he does everything for me in this house, and he just does it all. And he is just crazy good. And well, he made Cordell's costume that one year, right? And well, he appreciates crafts. He appreciates the craftsmanship of things. You know, when people make their homemade costumes, he loves it and appreciates it. So that's what he loves, because he's like, it's easy to buy things, but it's harder to be creative and make things. And so that was cool. So, well, we saw Buzz Lightyear, and talk about like, and I don't take, I'm kind of a weirdo, and I don't take random pictures of strangers or anything like that. But I was like, you know what? I was like, oh my God, can you take your picture? He's this, and this Buzz Lightyear. He's just like, yeah, no problem. And so, you know, because hello, you're dressed really cool. So of course people are going to want to take pictures of you. So he was really, this guy was really cute and really just fun. And we were able to take a picture of him, but he had the whole, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but he has the whole rocket on the back of him, and he was just so awesome. And so that was my first picture of a random stranger. So but yeah, that was cool. And then I'm not much for mystery packs. I'm really cheap, you guys. I really am. And mystery packs are not my thing, because I don't want, what am I going to do with something that I didn't really want, you know? But when, I don't know what these things are called, but they're not Funko Pops, but they're keychains, and they had all kinds of different ones. Well, this one was a Deadpool series, so you're guaranteed Deadpool. So I was like, okay, I want Deadpool. Well, Deadpool is he was he had like 10 different outfits kind of thing. He's a chef, and then he has his guns and his swords. Well, I figured, you know, I always suck at those mystery things, so I always get the duplicates. And I was like, no, let me just, it was 2 for $10, so I got 2 packs, and I scored. I was like, yes! So I got 2 Deadpools that were keychains, and it was amazing. I was like, yes! So talk about making my day. That was amazing. And, you know, I went to go spend money. You know, I wanted some Funko Pops, and I wanted all that stuff, but people were like savages, and they had been there like overnight to get the exclusive stuff from D23, and it was just like people were leaving there with bags and bags of stuff, and we were like, holy smokes. And well, Tim went to Comic-Con for 10 years before they started screwing that up and then making it hard for everybody to get tickets and stuff, so he ended up having to stop because of that, couldn't get tickets. But so, or else I would go back to I would go to Comic-Con. I've never been, but I would do Comic-Con only because my favorite authors are there, and I'm like Sherilyn Kenyon, she's there. I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, so I would love to go to just for that reason. But anyway, so I went to go, I had money to spend, you know, on a couple little frilly things, you know, whatever I wanted. Nope, there was no way. It was so wiped out. You didn't even know what they had till you saw it online, because people were like, oh my god, this is on eBay already, and this is the convention carpet, and it was just like, oh my goodness, and it was just crazy. And so I'm like, no, this is not for me. So I only bought the I only bought the Deadpool, and that was 2 for $10. And I bought a pin, a PIN, and so that was what I bought. It was an Iron Man D23 pin, and that was it. And so I'm like, hey, more money, right, for home. So it was okay. But how did I want this? Oh yeah, okay. So this was Tim's 46th birthday, and he had to work this day, so I made I bought steaks and shrimp for the guys to cook. I bought their whole dinner, and then I made a side dish of baked beans, and then I made 2 desserts, 2 different kind of desserts, and so they ate really good. But Tim was in a lot of pain this day because he needed a root canal, and he got the root canal. He got the root canal done, but it was so screwed up that he was in so much more pain. So nobody knows this, but Friday, I mean, because you're walking around and you don't know what people are feeling or anything, but both Tim and I were walking around on D23 floor. We were both in excruciating pain. I mean, excruciating, because I had a freaking migraine from hell, and it was, I wanted to puke so bad, and you just grit your teeth and you just go about doing what you need to do in order to have fun, right? And Tim, he had a, like, I want to say it's a botched root canal, and he was in agony because not only was his tooth hurting, well, he also had a headache, you know, and stuff like that, because here he has an open wound, because the day before we went, he went and had an emergency root canal, and that way he wouldn't be in LA that weekend in pain. He was better off leaving it alone. He really was. And for me, it just, I was having food problems, and I'll tell you that because that's coming up on week 29. So I'll explain more about my medical procedure. But yeah, we were both messed up so bad on Friday. But we were there all day, and we stuck it out. But I'll tell you what, you wouldn't know it by looking at us, but we were miserable. We really were. And so if it wasn't for the fact that I paid for the tickets and they're non-transferable, and if it wasn't for the fact that it was a day before, and we couldn't cancel our hotel, we would not have gone. It was that awful. It was so awful. And but we did it. So, and it was the best weekend ever. So it's a good thing. So it was cool. It was a good thing. So this was his birthday week. I finally looked up and saw timeout, because you'll see that little glitch at 20 minutes, and that's because it turns off and restarts itself. So this time I saw it, so I was able to stop talking and wait. So it was a good thing. Okay, and then I wanted to tell you guys, this was I bought this, just this one sheet from Photoplay. Only this is from Photoplay. And it was a 4x8, or it was a 12x12 sheet, and I got it from Paper Issues, and it had 4x4 and 4x6, and it didn't have a whole complete set. So this is the first time that I've actually done a layout and it not be a complete set. It's only one thing from there, and the rest of these are because I think it was Shanda who gave me all the cards, a variety of cards. So I went through that stash of the variety, and I found matching items that match, because I went off of the happy birthday banner, and so that is what I went off of. So you have black and then you have navy, so I'm not sure if you can tell the difference or not, but I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so so this is just a hodgepodge, my first time. And here's the inserts. So it's D23, let's see, D23 California Anaheim happy birthday. And then these were the things that were around the convention. So you got Maui's Hook, and then Buzz and Woody, and then Zootopia and Spider-Man, and then Belle, Captain America, Gamora, and then Pirates. So, and I did a hodgepodge. I didn't want any, like I said, I don't do bulky on my inserts, because this is already bulky, and to add more in your inserts is a little too much. Then that will like guarantee you more. You're gonna need more albums than 3 for the year if you do weekly. And then here's the, whoops, here's more. This was Pirates. So they actually had a pirate ship and all that stuff in there. It was pretty cool. And then I love Wreck-It Ralph, not Rocket, Wreck-It Ralph, and Cars. And Star Wars Land, we got to see the model of Star Wars Land. That was pretty fun. So yeah, so we got to get the sneak peeks of it early on. Let me say, Natalie Gavin, thank you. Scrapping Posh, thank you. Scrapping Alley, okay, Scrapping Alley, so you made me laugh. Yeah, because I'm like soiled. I'm like, what the heck? Where would I say soiled? And I'm like, oh, that's typical what I do. You know, I say words and then I don't even think about them, and then I don't rewatch my videos. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what in the world that could have been. And so I was laughing. I'm like, oh my God, so it's so me. And then when you said spoiled, yes, it's spoiled. So yeah, so you made me laugh twice, Scrappin' Alley, thank you. Pamela Williams, Emma Griffins, thank you ladies very, very much, and I appreciate every single one of you. I am going to, hopefully when I get back, I will film week 29, because that's all ready to go too. I was crafting until that happened, so but anyways, all right, thank you guys. Have a great week, weekend if I don't talk to you sooner than that. Okay, Benihans, I think it's gorgeous. Hope you do too. All right, guys, bye.